I know you love answering this one. I guess it's the daily injury report. Any updates on players that will be traveling to Dallas?
Yeah, Jonathan's progressed really well, so he should be in the lineup. Michael's progressing really well, so again, he's day to day, but he's looking more positive. Alvaro's probably no. He's Dwayne's probably no. Jermaine's a no. Jeremy Hall's most likely, he might be a no as well. Who else have we got? A few more? No Daniil. But we're getting there. So all of those guys are getting really, really close, which is pleasing.
Ask the other guys, Stephen and Bradley, or just how much of being a world-class player do you have to change things up when a Michael Bradley's not in your midfield?
Look, it doesn't matter if it's a world-class player, or a very good player, or just a good player. When anybody kind of leaves that position, especially with three starters not playing against Colorado, so not just one, not just a quality player like Michael, but with three of them. So, but that's why you have squads, and that's why there's no excuses from our end. We've still got to, whoever's put out there, we've got to try and perform and try and win games.
When will you make a final decision about Michael? Does he have to sort of? Are you guys going to train in Dallas? What will be the determining factor?
Oh, we'll see tomorrow. We're training here, but tomorrow before we fly to Dallas, and we'll see how he feels tomorrow. 24 hours is a long time, and with these kind of injuries. So if he there's no negative feedback from what he's done today, then hopefully we'll be able to. I'll be closer to be able to making that decision.
If he does travel, I mean, how cautious are you with him in terms of the time that he might play, especially considering the bye is next week?
Well, yeah, I mean, you either fit or you're not. You either play or you're not, and a lot of these guys, especially a guy like Michael, experienced enough to know when to hold your hand up, like he did against Columbus. I think if he played 10 minutes longer, he'd have been out for an extra 2 or 3 weeks. To tell the truth, I wanted to pull him earlier, so potentially could keep him, but it's up to the individual as well. They've got to be professional enough where they have to hold their hand up and say something's not right and make it not a long-term injury.
Friday you mentioned that you've already seen tremendous improvement from Joe Bendick just from training with Julio Cesar. I was wondering if you could speak more about that. Like, what have you seen in terms of specifics?
Well, I'm probably not the expertise person to talk about it. Probably should interview Stuart Kerr. But what I notice is it's just the small things tell you what the tiny things. His angles, his explosiveness, his getting up to the ground. It's just little things that I can comment on and I can judge. But when you talk to your goalkeeping coach, he'll give you more specifics. But the improvement is brilliant, and not just Joe, but it's Chris. And it was Q until he went down, and Q's doing really good at Wilmington.
Did you find it difficult playing in Dallas when you were in the league?
It was a long time ago. I think we had played at the Cotton Bowl. I think that was how long ago. Yes, it was. It was always a tough game there, and it's by all means we probably arguably one of our toughest challenges so far this season. So the guys are really looking forward to it. It's as I said, I don't think there's going to be a more difficult kind of 6-game stretch that we're going to go on this season. So especially with as you can see, the kind of training conditions and all that, it's exciting for us. It's kind of it's a real good challenge for us to see where we're at, and whatever happens in Dallas, whether we win or if we don't get a result, whatever, we know we've got a nice little foundation now. We know we've got lots to work on. But we're really excited and motivated.
Was Bradley in training today?
He was. It was a very light training, so he was obviously on. We were guarding him a bit, but he's coming through good.
What kind of problems does Dallas present? I mean, I think they're leading the West right now. They look pretty good.
Yeah, very good team. Yeah, very lovely little creative player. They've got a lot of speed out wide as well. Experience in that central midfield with Michelle, Thomas, or even Moffat, or whatever. They've got a lot of experience, and You know, at home they're a very tough team to play against, and I think you know, Saddle got a fantastic result, but they could have been on the back end of an ugly one actually if you watch the game. So it's a brilliant little challenge for us. It's exciting to tell the truth, and I can't wait for it.
How's Bradley Orr done in the middle? What's your?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that both games he's played in the middle, he's been really solid. Felt really bad for them for the Colorado game because I thought they were, you know, I don't think they had 2 shots on target or something, and you know, eight shots in the game to our 16, and I thought we were really solid in the back. Not that I'm saying that, you know, it was a game that was, because the field was going to be always like that. It was going to be a kind of just a 1-goal game, but you know, he brings a bit of a composure there, an experience, and you know, I think everybody can see that it's just it's kind of like you feel comfortable with him there because of that experience he brings.
Do you think he's a long-term? That's a spot in the roster.
Well, again, he's getting games, which is good. He's getting every time he plays, he gets sharper and sharper, and you know, he's played right back the majority of his career. But when he came to us, he just hadn't played in a long time, and the good thing about it is he's just getting minutes, and those minutes help. And so whether he goes back to right back or he stays at centre back, it's going to help him progress, and just his body, and just getting used to the demands of, you know, 90-minute games week in and week out.
Do you know yet at all when you expect for Michael and Julio to leave the World Cup? Do you have any kind of expectation of how many games they might miss if you looked ahead?
I presume it would be after the. I think we've got a game on the May 17th. I think. I presume it'll be after that. You know, end of May type scenario. So, and then it's when they come back. It's when they come back.
Have you guys broken the season up kind of into 3 pieces like that? That you want to be somewhere before the World Cup, and then you want to be somewhere after the World Cup without those guys, and then you want to end obviously strong. Is there any kind of goal you've set to be at a certain place before those players leave?
Well, I think these first 6 games were key for us to where we wanted to be, and then the next 5, you know, we've got 4 at home and 1 away. And I think, you know, it's pretty obviously those 4 home games are going to be, you know, big games for us. And then after that, you know, then hopefully a lot of the guys will be a bit more accustomed to everything, and once everybody comes back from the World Cup, then I'd like to think we'll be in a nice position where we can really make a good push, or wherever we are in the league, you know, push on. So we'll see. Sounds good, and hopefully we can do it.